On July 20th, 2020, Chesterfield County said the kids would not go back to school in person. And I just panicked. And I went to my parents, and I was at their kitchen table. And I said, Mom, Dalton needs to go to school in person because he was going to be a junior. And I said, but I can't afford private school. And my mom said, you can't afford not to. And we made a ton of sacrifices for our kids to be here, and it is the best decision we have ever made.
Within 2 weeks of Dalton being here, he came home and said, Dad, these are my people. It's all of it. It's a complete package.
Mm-hmm.
Our son, Dalton, is now at the Naval Academy, and many people think that's a challenging decision, or it's a tough time to be in the military. It's always a tough time to be in the military, but we need people with good Catholic values to be ethical leaders of young men and women to make good decisions, and that all started here. For Maura, it was a different decision. She saw the changes in her brother, and she was very proud of her older brother. But when we mentioned to her, well, would you be interested in St. Gertrude? She kind of wrinkled up her nose and said, why would I want to go to a military girls' school?
I thought St. Gertrude was a military school when Dalton went to Benedictine. As soon as I stepped foot on campus and did the tour with Miss Nelson Monroe, I knew that this was the place for me, and I just felt like home immediately. I started doing volleyball clinics, I got to know people, and immediately I just knew that this was somewhere safe that I could be. I am most proud of all the leadership positions I've been able to take, the support of my classmates, the support of my school to get voted into these roles. I pride myself a lot in trying to advance the school and communicate between students and faculty and teachers. Freshman and sophomore year, I served as class president. This year, I decided to take the step up and be SCA Secretary Treasurer. So I kind of count the money, I lead us in prayer every morning, I say the birthdays. I'm also involved in Model General Assembly. I'm in Women for a Cause Club, Service Club. I just want to take a big step in the school. My goal is to get into UVA. I've always really aspired to be super involved in my academics and always push myself. I really just want to be someone people look up to and make a big change in the world.
I think the sky's the limit for her. I mean, she'll definitely, I would imagine, do some, postgraduate work of some sort. But whatever she chooses to do, she's going to do it well. And honestly, St. Gertrude's given her that foundation. It's given her a newfound confidence that I don't necessarily think she had.
I think I kind of take pride in how successful my sister's been, and it kind of motivates me to try and take roles. And hearing my friends, they go to St. Gertrude and they hear about her and they know she's a leader. That really inspires me, knowing that my sister is also great, and I want to be like her one day.
Maura has a very compassionate heart, surrounded by fierce determination. She's always 3 steps ahead academically, but we weren't sure how she was going to do in this environment. There are many little traditions and practices within St. Gertrude that create a sisterhood.
My friends I've made here are friends I will have for life. It's a sisterhood, but I think once you're all here, the values that are instilled in us, the lessons we're taught, it all just brings us close together and helps us grow.
The other day, Maura and I were in the car for an hour or so, and I asked her, what are we doing about college visitations? We need to think about that. What are we doing with UN General Assembly that's coming up? What about this? What about that? What do you envision in the future? And as she went through her laundry list of the short-term things that were coming up, she just kind of threw in there, and then I'm going to work on Capitol Hill because we've got some things to fix, and I'm going to fix them. I don't know how she's going to get there. I don't know if she's going to be a local or a state or a national legislator, a member of that machine, but I envision that Maura will make a positive change wherever she goes. It is challenging having 3 children in Catholic school. And candidly, it was never part of the financial plan to have 3 children in private school and then see them into college. A lot of very hard decisions have to be made. A lot of uncomfortable conversations have to be had. If I had 30 seconds to speak with any of the donors, I would say thank you, because none of this would be possible without you. We simply don't have the means to put 3 kids through private school and into college. We can't do it. But once given the opportunity, all of our children have done very well. The Benedictine schools of Richmond, Benedictine and St. Gertrude. So I would say thank you. And if you're ever wondering, does your donation matter? Does it accomplish anything? What do you get for your charity and your generosity? I would talk to you about our middle son, who's at the Naval Academy, and who's committing himself to protecting the United States, to our daughter, who is on fire and can't wait to make her contribution, to our youngest son, Colin, who as a freshman, I think has identified himself as someone who's going to work hard and become a good Christian man of conscience.
I am super grateful for everything my family has been given and other families. I hope this continues. I would not be the person I am today without this help and without my education here. I've grown in my faith, and I hope the same for everyone else. And I would just ask that donors continue to give and support families like mine.